Hey guys, it's Griffin here. Before we get started with today's episode, I have a new nickname suggestion from you all in the comments. Today's nickname has been suggested to us by Minor Mole, and he has suggested the nickname Approval for our seal. This is meant to be a joke in reference to the term phrase seal of approval, which I absolutely give my seal of approval to. Thank you very much, Minor Mole, for the suggestion. And now, let us begin the episode. Hey guys, it's Griffin here, and welcome back to Pokémon HeartGold. Last time, we returned to our home after defeating the champion Lance. We went over a couple of things that have changed, namely the color of our trainer ID card and also obtaining the National Dex from Professor Oak, enabling us access to basically every Pokemon that we can ever get in Gen 4. We also entered the SS Anne, or rather Fast Ticket SS Anne, and we got on the ship. We battled some traders. We went over a couple new Pokemon that we can get. We found a little girl and a slacking sailor. And now, we found ourselves in Vermillion City. Let's head on into the port. Thank you, good sir. I would just want to say before we get into anything, I love the floor of this room. It's such a small detail, but like just the fact that you could see like the pixelated ocean underneath, and it's just like it created like a whole new ocean layer underneath that's not the normal one just for this floor. Like, it's such ridiculous detail, and I love it. It's great. You came from Johto. I envy you. I hear many rare Pokemon live over there. Well, relative to you all, I imagine it is relatively rare, but even in my case, Pokemon are kind of rare for me too. So, let's go. I'm so excited, guys. Like, I'm so nostalgic. All right, welcome to Vermillion City properly. We are on the port, and oh, hello. Oh yeah, I still haven't got them, that one. That was so close! I thought I could corner it by ambushing it here. But running on the water is beyond me. Surf, dang it! Still, I am starting to see a pattern. Suicune prefers water. Really? Suicune prefers water. You're the guy who's obsessed with Suicune, and you've only now worked that out. That means... Sorry, Griffin, I gotta go. Well, yeah, as you can see, both Suicune is in the Kanto region, and Yassine appears to be here. So speaking of being in the Kanto region, I want to point something out before we kind of get too deep into Vermillion City. I want to talk about flying. So right now, we obviously only have the ability to fly around in Vermillion City as far as what's in the Kanto region is concerned, because we haven't explored any of the cities in the Kanto region otherwise. But what about Johto? Well, if we move our cursor back over to Johto, it won't let us fly back to Johto. In order for us to fly back to Johto from pretty much anywhere, you have to fly over to either Victory Road or the Indigo Plateau. These two areas will allow you to fly to any of the two regions, but you can't fly from the Kanto region to the Johto region and vice versa, unless you stop here. It is a little inconvenient, and I wish they would just kind of lift the shackles on that, but it is what it is, but I do want to point it out. We can go back to Johto anytime we want, but just not in the most convenient way. So with that said, let's get into it, guys. There's so many people to talk to. Please tell me you're Cameron. You're not Cameron. Skilled trainers gather in Kanto. Gym leaders are especially strong. They won't be easy to defeat. Well, I'm ready for it. Let's look at the sign. Vermillion Port entrance. Not too much to it here. Oh my goodness, the houses, everything. It's all so pretty. I love how kind of it's a weird kind of like brick, like modern brick shape, and I do love it. I do love the little changes that they've made here. What do you just say? There are 8 gyms in Kanto. That big building is Vermillion's Pokemon gym. All right, so there's a gym here in Vermillion City. Definitely be ahead to that later on. What do you have to say, my guy? Over many years, Diglett dug a large tunnel. That tunnel goes to a distant town. All right. There is a big Diglett-filled tunnel that we will address at a later point, but we're not going to address that today. Hello. Hello. Vermillion Port is Kanto's seaside getaway. Luxury liners from around the world dock here. That is true. There are many fast ships that dock here, and I will say, I didn't like really bring it up enough. But the fact that, like, in the SS, I believe it was the SS Libra, actually, that we went on to get here, I much prefer, like, the way they handle that ship in this game, because when you went on the SSN in both the original Kanto games and even in Fire Red and Leaf Green, they kept implying that, like, all the trainers that we fought from all over the world has all these amazing Pokemon from different regions, and it's like, no, none of the Pokemon that were actually from different regions. But I appreciate that this game actually kind of was respectful of the notion. It's like, yeah, there are Pokemon trainers from all over the world here, so some of them are going to have Pokemon from different regions, including Hoenn and Sinnoh, and I like that a lot. Okay, so we've talked to you. Have we gotten in this house already? No, we've not. Mother, seriously, not right now. All right, let's talk to you, tiny child. Saffron, I want to go to Saffron City to see the Magnet Train. Magnet Train! Do you know about the Magnet Train? It's a railway that connects Kanto and Johto. Yes, I actually do know about the Magnet Train, because that was the train station that we saw in Goldenrod City. We're still not going to be able to do anything with that for a little while, but we're getting closer to being able to use the Magnet Train properly. Let's see here. I know there's an obvious house that I have not addressed, but I want to save that for a little later. What do you got, my guy? Still looks like your construction's not going anywhere. My Pokemon's preparing the land for construction, but I have no money to start the project. Ah, that's why nothing has happened here. Yeah, we can't, nothing's gonna really happen with this place, unfortunately. It is a shame. I really wish we could see something come out of it and like have a proper building set up, but alas. Vermillion City, the port of exquisite sunsets. A very interesting take on Vermillion as far as what to focus on, but I dig it. And what do you have to say? I'm the fishing dude, the elder of the fishing bros. Have you met Fishing Guru at the Lake of Rage? He dreams of seeing the world's greatest Magikarp. If you don't mind, could you show him any Magikarp you catch? Who knows, you may catch a Magikarp of his dreams. We'll address this later on. It's not something I do want to tackle today, but I will be addressing this at a later point. You found something in between the pages. It's a photo of people fishing. They look identical. Very nice. Yeah, I will be addressing the matter of the Lake of Rage because it is something that we do need to do, but I don't want to tackle that today. What I do want to tackle instead is I want to tackle this specific place. The Pokemon Fan Club. All Pokemon fans are welcome. Even after all these years, it's still here. Oh my god, there's even a Bayleaf here. Hi, Bayleaf. So nice to see you. Look at my darling Bayleaf. The leaf on his head is so cute and fashionable. Yes, that is the thing that should be taken away from Bayleaf. I love the way Clefairy opens up its arms. It's so adorable. They even have like a proper statue of Clefairy. These people are so weird. Our chairman is very vocal when it comes to Pokemon. Oh boy, is he. Let's talk to you. I'm the chairman of the Pokemon Fan Club. I've raised over 150 Pokemon. I'm very fussy when it comes to Pokemon. Did you visit just to hear about my Pokemon? Indeed I have. Good, now let's sit up. So, my precious Rapidash. It's cute, lovely, smart, adorable, irresistible, plus amazing. Don't you think so? Oh, so wild, beautiful, kind. I love it. Hug it. It's warm and cuddly. Oh, it's spectacular, captivating. Simply divine. I treasure it. Oops, look at the time. I've kept you too long. Thanks for hearing me out. I want to give you this present. We got a rare candy. Very much worth our time. It's a rare candy that makes Pokemon stronger. I prefer making my Pokemon stronger by battling, so you can have it. I appreciate that. What does these signs say here? Let's all listen politely to other trainers. If someone brags, brag right back. Interesting words to live by. Now, there are a couple things that we need to do before we tackle the main event of today. I'm going to set up a rappel because I don't want to spoil surprise too early. But I do want to surf here. And yes, you actually can surf in Vermillion City properly. There are more areas for you to surf on than before. The main reason I want to do that is because I want to get this and get a Luck Incense. Let's talk about this. The Luck Incense, an item to be held by Pokemon. It doubles the battle's prize money if the holding Pokemon joins in. So it's basically just another amulet coin, which is objectively really nice. However, the Luck Incense also has a secondary purpose. However, I do not believe that we have gone over the Pokemon that this applies to. So I'm going to hold off on this matter for the time being. But don't worry, we'll be going over what that does later on. And last but not least, before we actually tackle the gym that's here, we need to go to the Pokemon Center. Not just because I need to heal up Raido again, but also because there are some more people that I want to talk to in here. Because I just love world building as much as I can. All right, what do you have to say, Sailor? The fast ship is a great place to meet and battle trainers. Indeed it is, especially if you go on the specific days that I talked about in the last episode. A sleeping Pokemon is lying in the middle of the road. It's a fantastic opportunity to get it, but how do you wake it up? We'll address that later on, but yes, it is a thing to keep in mind. Oh, you have some badges I've never seen before. Oh, I get it. You got them in Johto. Yeah, we sure did, buddy. And yeah, they don't really seem to care about the Johto badges all that much. It's like, oh, they're very weird. Oh, they're from Johto, never mind. Now then, there's only one thing that we need to do, and that's tackle the Vermillion Gym. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, oh man, I need to get a Pokemon that can use Cut to get in. No, you do not. You can actually bypass the Cut tree if you want. Because the way that this version of Vermillion is laid out is that you can just go up here and stuff like that. You were not able to do this in the original, so that's a really nice quality of life change. Obviously, the Cut tree is there if you want to relive the glory days, but you don't need Cut to get into Vermillion City Gym anymore. Vermillion City Pokemon Gym, leader, Lieutenant Surge, a Lightning American. We'll be going over that little detail in a minute. Let's go inside, guys. We have a whole new gym to go to. Yo, legend in the making, you lucked out this time. The traps in this gym have been out of order for a while, but the traps are back up and running now. Why, Lucky, you may ask? Because now you can train yourself better that way. Make up your mind and go for Lieutenant Surge. Interestingly enough, he does not bring up the type of Pokemon that he uses, but let's be honest, we all know what he's all about. Sorry to do a little bit of rearranging of the party. Now, before we actually get into the puzzle itself, I wanted to tackle the trainers here, and I need you all to listen to this amazing thing that we're about to hear. Wait, are we about to get caught in a double battle here? Yep, we are. Oh my god, we are actually going to get caught in a double battle. I'm going to take you down. Prepare to be shocked. Get ready, guys. You're challenged by guitarist Vincent and Juggler Horn. We're in a double battle. But more importantly, now that we are in the Kanto region, the trainer music has changed. We straight up have an entirely different set of music for the trainer battles. And I gotta say, this is one of the coolest things that they've ever done. I think given the situation here, we're gonna go ahead and use Ice Beam on Electrode. But I love that they did this. I love that they went all in on just making it so that you have an entirely new set of trainer music to listen to, specifically when you are in the Kanto region. And it rocks! Use Helping Hand for Swift. Once again, another Helping Hand and boosted Swift here. This may be a slight problem, but I'm not too worried about it, especially since Blazer knows Earthquake. He can demolish this place. The only problem is that it will also damage Mizumori in the process, but I'm confident that Mizumori can take it. Oh yeah, Mizumori's fine. And as a result of that little Earthquake, Akira to level 46. Very nice. So while we're going through this trainer battle here, I actually do have some things to say about the Vermillion Gym, aside from what's been established so far. So, the weird thing about this gym, despite the fact that the puzzle for this gym is basically exactly how the puzzle was in Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, the puzzle as it is in this game is not how it was in Gen 2. In Gen 2, the traps were straight up turned off. I don't know why they did this back then. Maybe they're trying to troll the veteran players, but that's also why the hype man kind of brought up the specific matter of, hey, the traps are turned off, but we turned them back on. But like they're back on properly now. I think people were kind of mixed on the idea of the traps being turned off in the original, so they decided to turn it back on just for this specific version of the game, and I'm all for it. I appreciate that they're really trying to make the gyms actually worth revisiting in the remake, because they didn't really focus too much on that in the original, and while I understand why they did that, I don't know. It's a weird decision. I need to get Mizumori out of there. Sorry, Akira, but I think you'll appreciate it. All right, there we go. We beat guitarist Vincent and juggler Horton. Thank goodness. Oh, how shocking. Yeah, I was overpowered. All right, so that takes care of 2 of them. There's only 1 more trainer that we need to fight before we can concentrate on the puzzle here. So let's take care of him real quick. You're here to defeat Lieutenant Surge. Not if I can help it. Well, unfortunately, sir, you cannot. But that does not mean your epic music will not try. Oh, we actually use a full restore. It's very weird for gentlemen to actually use, like, in-game items. Normally, that's only reserved for ace trainers, but clearly this gentleman had other plans. And of course, critical hit, super effective earthquake. Let's go, Blazer! Oh, right here we're seeing a, relatively new Pokemon. Electrike. We're not going to be able to get Electrike for a little bit, but it is nice to see that, yeah, even the normal trainers in the gyms do have updated teams that have new Pokemon in them. I can't really be said for the gym leaders per se, but at the very least the normal trainers do have updated stuff. Anyway, before I finish this guy off, there was one other point that I did want to make here. So the Vermillion Gym's portrayal in the anime has wildly changed over time. It went from this crazy straight window building with lightning all over it to a wider isometric shape with 2 stories in the battlefield. Also, they seriously upped the lighting, which I'm glad they did, given that it's the electric type gym. Anyway, as a result of that battle, Blazer grew to level 47. Very nice. Sorry, I failed you, Lieutenant Sir. Got over 16,000 money for that. Obviously, that's part of the amulet coins effect, but still, that is so much money. Anyway, I've taken care of the trainers, and my team's taking a little bit of damage, so I am going to head back, and then we'll focus on the puzzle itself. Oh, right. It's not just the trainer battles that have updated, by the way. It's the wild Pokemon music as well. Thought you guys should be made aware of that. I wanted to get the trainer battles out of the way first before I brought up the wild Pokemon theme. But yeah, the wild Pokemon theme has been updated, and now it is the original Kanto encounter theme, including the original key. I still don't really understand why they changed it in Fire Red, to be honest. All right, so now that we have taken care of the trainers in here, we can concentrate on the electric field. First, I want to point out the electricity field does have its own sound effect and does reduce the volume of the music, as always. Very nice detail. So we just need to look through the trash cans here and see if there's any buttons here. We just need to find the 1 button, and then usually the correct button will be right adjacent to it. So we'll press that, and if I'm right, oh, there we go. Now, second fence has been unlocked, and the path to the gym leader is nice and clear. It really is that simple. You just have to find one and then find a trash can that's adjacent to it. So given that the ones that are just here, it was either going to be here or here. Kind of a 50-50 shot, but it's still a puzzle that can stun people for a while. And again, I don't know why they got rid of it in the original Gold Silver Crystal. All right, Lieutenant Surge. It's been a long time, but it's time for a rematch. Well, sort of. You know what I mean, guys. Hey, little tyke. It may not be very smart to challenge me, but it takes guts. If you come to Let's Try Pokemon, I'm number 1. I've never lost in the battlefield. I'll zap you just like I do all my enemies in battle. Guys, you are not ready for this. If you thought that the wild Pokemon battle music and the new trainer music was really nice, just listen to this. This is insane. You are challenged by leader Lieutenant Surge. Listen to this amazing music, it's so good. He's going to be starting off with Raichu, level 51, static for the ability, with the moves Thunder Wave, Shock Wave, Quick Attack, and Double Team. Suddenly, my decision to increase my Pokemon's levels doesn't seem so ridiculous now, does it? So, as always, he's going to be relying on the Shockwave strategy. So the first thing I need to do is I need to use U-turn, get Saris out of there. I mainly had Saris up front because I wanted to take advantage of the Amulet Coin. So we're going to switch Saris out. And we're going to concentrate on Blazer. Blazer is absolutely our best shot of getting through this fight, as Blazer has Earthquake. But we do need to be extremely careful because it being paralyzed is a bit of a problem. But as long as we can get up enough Earthquakes, we should be all right. Worst case scenario, I do have plenty of full restores, which we can use. Raichu is using Double Team right there, and that is a bit of a problem. But fortunately, Blazer has Earthquake, and he's the God of Destruction. He can demolish anything in his path, and I have absolute faith that this will work. Especially given that Raichu took a bit of chip damage from U-turn earlier. Let's go! Also, its eye looked a little weird. Did you guys see that? Anyway, that takes care of Raichu. He's going to be sending in Electrode next. And I think I'll keep Blazer in for the time being. Electrode! Level 47, static for the ability. And here's the thing. He has two of these Electrode. I'm not sure which one it was. So either this Electrode has the moves Thunder Wave, Double Team, Shock Wave, and Light Screen, or it has the moves Screech, Double Team, Self-Destruct, and Charge Beam. Again, not really sure which one it is, but we're going to find out in just a second here. Okay, that one had Screech, so that means this is the one that has Screech, Double Team, Self-Destruct, and Charge Beam. That's good to know. So, the weird thing about Lieutenant Surge is his title and his rank. For many years, Lieutenant Surge was referred to as the Lightning American. However, since Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, it has since been changed to either Lightning Tough Guy in Japanese or Lightning Lieutenant. I'm not sure why they felt the need to change it, but whatever reason that they came up with was more likely than not justified, if I'm being brutally honest. It can withstand my Earthquake. That's insane. It's a bit of a problem that Electrode's getting all these evasiveness. Oh, that's not good. Oh my god, she didn't self-destruct. That's a bit of a problem, but at least we don't have to worry about Blazer being able to hit Electrode. But I think now's a reasonable enough time to use a full restore, given that Blazer is very low on HP. Akira good level 47. That's phenomenal. I'm not really worried. I just unnecessarily did another Earthquake there. So we're going to go ahead and keep Blazer in for the time being, but we're absolutely going to full restore Blazer. So this Electrode, this is the second Electrode. As a reminder, this Electrode has the moves Thunder Wave, Double Team, Shock Wave, and Light Screen. Given its moveset, I imagine it's either going to try to finish off Blaze with Shockwave or set up Light Screen. So I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity and use Full Restore, get Blazer to max HP, and also get rid of the paralysis. Yep, it went for Shockwave as I predicted it would. More likely than not, it's probably going to go for another Thunder Wave, but as long as we don't get fully paralyzed again, we should be fine. Critical hit, come on. Oh, it did not go for Thunder Wave. It actually went for Light Screen. Not the absolute best time to try to set up Light Screen, but hey, we know that the first Electrode withstood an Earthquake, so maybe it can set something else up later. Oh my god. So Shockwave, just as a reminder, Shockwave is not a particularly powerful move. It has middling power. The reason that it's a bit of a problem is because Shockwave can never miss. That's the big thing about it. It's basically the Electric-type equivalent of Aerial Ace, except that it's special, of course. Akira and Blazer each gain a lot of EXP from this. All right, he's going to be sending in Magneton next. I think, just to give Blazer a little bit of a break for now, because I want Blazer to kind of restore his HP a bit, I'm going to switch in Hogan, and we're going to pray that things work out well with Magneton. So, Magneton, level 47, also starting for the ability, with the moves Supersonic, Double Team, Shockwave, and Mirror Shot. Mirror Shot's a pretty rare move. We don't see that very often on Pokemon in this particular generation. It became a lot more prevalent in Gen 5. But Magneton is no match for close combat Hogan. Not a chance. So Hogan's going to grow to level 47. Very, very nice, Hogan. And now he's going to be sending in his last Pokemon, Electabuzz. I think just for the sake of kind of stalling for a little bit of time, I'm going to switch into Rhino for now. And I'm going to concentrate on debilitating Electabuzz as much as I can. So Electabuzz, it's not over yet. It's just beginning. So Electabuzz, level 53. Static for the ability, holding a Citrus Berry. With the moves Quick Attack, Shockwave, Light Screen, and Low Kick. We do need to be extremely careful, but like I said, I'm going to concentrate on debilitating Electabuzz while I'm trying to restore a Blazer, because that's going to be our best shot. So either Static will trigger Paralysis, or we'll get off a Thunder Wave. Because remember, Electro-type moves can paralyze Electro-type Pokemon in Gen 4. So, more things to know about Lieutenant Surge while we're going through this. His army rank in the English, Spanish, and Italian versions is Lieutenant. However, in all other versions, he's not a Lieutenant. He's a Major, which is objectively a lower rank in that. Oh my god! We got Signal Beam, and that paralyzed Electabuzz. So now it is paralyzed and confused. So Parafusion is a very nice combination. So now there's a very low chance that Electabuzz will be able to get off a whole lot. So I'm going to follow up with some more Headbutts from Rhino. Because if we can get off Headbutts, Electabuzz can possibly flinch on top of either being paralyzed or confused. Alright, it did snap out of the confusion, and it did snap a Light Screen, but that is perfectly fine because I'm not really worried about special attacks in the moment. So, more things to note. In Pokemon Yellow version, Lieutenant Surge actually only uses one Pokemon in his gym battle, which is a Raichu. This is meant to be reflective of the anime, as Pokemon Yellow version was kind of meant to be a more, meant to be an experience that was more reflective of the anime itself. Rhino is just about done, so I'm going to concentrate on restoring Blazer for the time being. I know it's a little cruel to Rhino, but again, the main point of Rhino being out here was to debilitate Electabuzz, and it fulfilled that role. So we're good. Now we can bring out Blazer and finish off Electabuzz. So, speaking of the anime, Lieutenant Surge is among the tallest characters in the anime. If you actually look at how he appears with respect to how Ash looked and Brock and Misty, which I should remind you, Brock and Misty are both adults, or at very least adolescents. Like, he towers over the gang, like, twofold. He's so enormous. And as I pointed out with a few other people, like many gym leaders, not only was Lieutenant Surge evil in the manga when he stole Pokemon from the Pokemon fan club and forced them to evolve, he was also a cheater in Pokemon Stadium 2. His Raichu had both Surf and Reversal. The only way for Raichu to have Surf was via Event Pikachu, while Reversal was strictly an Egg move. More importantly, we defeated Lieutenant Surge, my electric trick, and got over 12,000 money for winning. Ah, you are strong. Okay, kid, you get the Thunder Badge. We got the Thunder Badge from Lieutenant Surge. We did it, guys. And now that we've gotten to the Thunder Badge, Edgar Griffin, get those Johto badges off screen. We don't need them on there right now. We need our Thunder Badge. Yeah, there we go. Don't worry, we'll put the Johto badges back on the screen later. But for now, I want to concentrate on my Kanto badges. Anyway, that Thunder Badge suits those who defeated me. Take good care of it, okay? There's something else. Here's a great TM for you, too. We got TM34. Gee, wonder what that is. That TM contains Shockwave. Zap! Use it to go like lightning. When you go north, you'll see a big city called Saffron. Anything else you want to say? Hey kid, still slugging and chugging away? When you go north, you'll see a big city called Saffron. Alright, well, thank you very much, Lieutenant Surge. I appreciate your time. Oh, it's so nice to do that. And again, I love that gym battle music. They did not need to go that hard, but they absolutely went hard with the gym battle music. I know it's just a remake of the Gen 2 music, which also goes extremely hard even back then. But my god, they went above and beyond with this game. Anyway, with the Thunder Badge in hand, I think we're going to go ahead and end this episode here. We've explored Vermillion City after properly returning to the Kanto region. We've talked to everyone here. We've gotten some really nice, helpful items. And we've gotten the Thunder Badge after defeating Lieutenant Surge. So next time on Pokemon HeartGold, we're going to explore more of the Kanto region. See you guys then.